Hey, what's up guys? So as you can see in the title, this is my updated full Blu-ray collection video. The last time I did a Blu-ray collection, I just had this shelf right here. It was just getting full. I now have this shelf completely full. This shelf is almost there, so I am excited to share my entire collection with you guys. I am going to unload both these shelves and let's get into it. Tonight. Alright guys, so time to get into this collection, and I want to show you guys real quick what I'm working with right now. So if you've been wondering why I've kind of been putting off filming this entire collection, it's because I know how long this video is going to take to shoot, but I'm excited to share this collection with you guys. You guys have watched my previous collection videos, and now you get to see where I'm at. By the way, I'm going to be giving away one digital copy code in this entire collection. I've been saving one for you guys. It's a very special movie, one of my favorite movies of this entire year. I've been saving it for you guys, so make sure you guys stay tuned for this entire video because there will be one code given away, and I am telling you right now, it's worth it. But starting off now, getting into this collection. So I want to start out with probably my most prized possession right here, the complete Star Wars saga right here on Blu-ray. All the first 6 movies. Star Wars is one of the reasons I love movies. I love movies because of the creativity that Star Wars has kind of made film. I mean, Star Wars is kind of my life. I'm kind of a nerd, but yes, Star Wars is one of my most prized possessions. This entire saga on Blu-ray. Next up, The Force Awakens. Here, one of my favorite movies of 2015. Absolutely loved Force Awakens. A lot of people, I've said it many times, a lot of people think Force Awakens is derivative of A New Hope, which it kind of is, but I think it does A New Hope better, but that's just my opinion. Now, I'm not going to talk as much about every single movie as I just did about Star Wars, because this would take me forever. I have over 180 something Blu-rays, I think, so I can't talk to you guys about every single one of them, but Star Wars is very special to me, so yes, Star Wars is like my most prized possession when it comes to Blu-rays. Next, Spaceballs, one of my favorite parodies, kind of like spoof movies, classic. One of my favorite Christmas movies of all time, Will Ferrell and Elf. Next, I have Edge of Tomorrow, or Live, Die, Repeat, or Die Another Day, or whatever. Like, honestly, I don't even know what they want to call it at this point, but it's a great movie with Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt. Next, I have Eddie the Eagle, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, I have not seen Eddie the Eagle yet. I bought it, and I plan to watch it. I was super excited to watch it, but I have not seen it yet. I've heard such great things that came out earlier this year. This is on my to-watch list. Definitely will be watching this very soon. Next, Django Unchained. Very good Quentin Tarantino movie. Next, I have the first Die Hard, in my opinion. Really the only one that I enjoy. I've seen the other Die Hards, and I just think it's kind of diminishing returns as it goes on. Next, I have all 5 Spider-Man movies. So I have first trilogy right here, the Sam Raimi trilogy. Spider-Man 2 might be my favorite comic book movie, while Spider-Man 3 is my least favorite comic book movie, because Venom is my favorite comic book character. Heroes, villains, whatever. Venom is my favorite. I absolutely love that Venom symbiote and kind of what it can do to its host, and I just love Venom. But what they did to that character, is unforgivable in my opinion. So Spider-Man 3, hate it. Spider-Man 2, one of my favorite comic book movies, and Spider-Man 1, awesome. But then I have the Amazing Spider-Man movies. With Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man. I thought Andrew Garfield was a better Peter Parker, and a better Spider-Man than Tobey Maguire. But that's not saying I don't love Peter Parker, or don't love Tobey Maguire. Absolutely love Tobey Maguire as Peter Parker, but did not like these movies. Next, I have Bridesmaids. Then a classic Breakfast Club. I don't know how many times I've seen Breakfast Club, but fantastic movie, fantastic movie. Next, another classic, Braveheart. If you don't have Braveheart in your Blu-ray collection, do you even have a Blu-ray collection? Come on. Next, I have the Bourne franchise, without Jason Bourne, which was just in theaters. I have the original trilogy with Matt Damon, and then the one with Jeremy Renner, which gets a lot of flack. A lot of people really dislike the Jeremy Renner Bourne movie, but I actually like it. Not near as good as the Matt Damon trilogy, but I do enjoy it. Next, I have Birdman, one of the best movies of 2015. Not my favorite movie of 2015. I know a lot of people loved it, but I thought it was a little slow, a little boring, but it did have a great story. Next, I have Man of Steel, my favorite Superman movie. Even though I'm not a huge fan of it, I still think it's the best Superman movie. Next, I have all my Batman movies. I have the original 3 Batman movies, Tim Burton's Batman, Batman Returns, and Batman Forever, which sucks. This one doesn't, there's only 3. So I have that Batman, kind of like 4-pack. Then I have Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy. Fantastic bunch of movies right here. Absolutely love the Dark Knight trilogy. Then I have Batman v Superman, Ultimate Edition, Dawn of Justice. I was not a fan of Batman v Superman, and I did not think the Ultimate Edition made it that much better. I definitely think the 30 minutes added a little bit more to the movie, kind of helped the flow a little bit, but at the end of the day, I was still not a fan of Batman v Superman. Next, I have Bad Grandpa. Then I have Austin Powers trilogy. Fantastic bunch of movies right here. I can watch these anytime, and they'll always make me laugh. Next, I have the Angry Birds movie. In my opinion, the Angry Birds movie is kind of underrated. I actually had a little bit of fun with it, but then we go on to Anchorman and Anchorman 2. Anchorman 2 was super disappointing because Anchorman is one of my favorite comedies of all time, and then Anchorman 2 was definitely a letdown. Next, I have Bradley Cooper in American Sniper. Great movie. Then I have my favorite Disney animated movie of all time, Aladdin. Aladdin is my favorite Disney movie ever. My favorite Disney animated movie of all time. So, it goes Aladdin, Lion King, but I do love Aladdin. Alright, so next we have the Star Trek movies, Star Trek and Star Trek Into Darkness. I actually really like the first Star Trek movie that J.J. Abrams did. I was not a fan of Into Darkness, and Star Trek Beyond this summer is one of my favorite movies of the year because I had such low expectations and I had a ton of fun with it. But next we get into Kick-Ass and Kick-Ass 2. Then John Wick. John Wick is one of the best action movies in a long time. John Wick is awesome. Super excited for John Wick 2, by the way. Then I have the Iron Man trilogy. After the first Iron Man, I thought, again, diminishing returns with these movies. I was not a big fan of Iron Man 2 or Iron Man 3. Next, we've got Mad Max Fury Road. Seriously, 2015's best action movie. Probably my second favorite action movie of all time, right behind Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Seriously, Mad Max Fury Road was balls to the wall the entire time. And honestly, I still remember the first time I saw this movie, I was sitting in the theaters, and there's one point in the movie when it does slow down a little bit, and you could hear a collective in the entire theater because everybody was kind of on the edge of their seats this entire movie, and it was just so much fun. And then I have the other 3 Mad Max movies, Mad Max, Road Warrior, and Beyond Thunderdome. And then I get into a couple Christopher Nolan movies, Interstellar, and then Inception. Inception is fantastic. Interstellar was great the first time I watched it, but each time I watch it, it's not a very rewatchable movie in my opinion, but it was really good the first time I watched it. Next, I Am Legend. Great movie. Then I have the Hunger Games saga. Huge fan of the first Hunger Games movie. Catching Fire was phenomenal. I thought Catching Fire was great. Mockingjay Part 1 might be the most disappointing movie I've ever seen in theaters. Coming off of Catching Fire, I was so pumped for Mockingjay Part 1, and I thought it was extremely boring. I thought it was just basically all set up for part 2. And then knowing that they filmed part 1 and part 2 back to back, movies were very similar. I was very disappointed in both Mockingjay movies. But nonetheless, there's the Hunger Games movies. Next, we've got How to Train Your Dragon and How to Train Your Dragon 2. How to Train Your Dragon 2 might be in my top 3 animated movies of all time. Seriously, watch How to Train Your Dragon 2, and you can't pick anything wrong with it. It's an A+ movie from start to finish. Seriously, fantastic movie. Then we get into the Alien and Predator movies. So I've got Predator, the original, Arnold Schwarzenegger classic. Then I've got Predators. Then I have Alien vs. Predator. Both of them, it's a double feature, Alien vs. Predator and then Requiem. And then I have the original Alien right here. And then I have Prometheus. So I got those movies. And then next up, Pitch Perfect. Then we've got a classic movie that I can just watch anytime and it'll make me laugh. Pineapple Express. Then Paul. Oh, Paul is a super underrated movie. If I ever ask somebody if they've ever seen Paul, they are usually like, what? They don't usually know what movie that is. Seriously, an underrated comedy from Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. Those two together are like comedic gold in my opinion. So, Paul. Next, we've got Pain and Gain. That's just, if you go to the gym, you work out, you're trying to, like, doing what I do, Pain and Gain's, like, that's right up your alley. So, love that movie. Then Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler's fantastic. Then we've got Ted and Ted 2. Great comedy movies. I really do like those movies. And I actually like Ted 2 a little bit better than the first one, call me crazy, but I did. Next up, we've got The Expendables. The first one, I actually thought the first one was decent because they didn't try to go all crazy and try to just become, I don't know, like their old action movie characters or whatever. I thought that they actually tried to do something with that movie. It was rated R. They went for it. They had a story. I thought it was good. Then Ex Machina, fantastic movie. If you have not seen Ex Machina, go watch it. Fantastic movie. Next up, the Terminator anthology. Terminator, Terminator 2 Judgment Day, Rise of the Machines, and Terminator Salvation right here. Some of my favorite movies. Terminator 2 is my 3rd favorite movie of all time. Like, seriously, I love these movies. But Terminator Salvation's pretty disappointing. I mean, I actually kind of like Christian Bale as John Connor. And then Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines was alright. But Terminator and Terminator 2 are fantastic. I don't have Genesis because I just can't get myself to pay for that trash. So, next up, we've got Deadpool. My favorite movie of the year so far. 2016 has been a little lackluster with the movies that have come out so far, in my opinion, compared to 2015. But Deadpool is my favorite movie of the year so far. The rewatchability factor on Deadpool, I've had this Blu-ray now since the day it came out, and I know for a fact I have popped this in and I have played it at least 10 times. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. My favorite movie of 2016. Absolutely love it. Next up, got Guardians of the Galaxy. Then we get into the Indiana Jones trilogy, because there are only 3 Indiana Jones movies. You know what I'm talking about. Then we've got The Gray. And then we have Godzilla, the newer one, with, what's that guy's name? Aaron Taylor Johnson, the kid from Kick-Ass. He played Quicksilver in the Avengers. I actually really like this movie. I was a little disappointed that they didn't show more Godzilla, but I actually really did like that movie. Then we've got Gladiator, another classic. Then we have Fury. I feel like Fury is really underrated, in my opinion. I thought this cast worked extremely well together. I thought this movie was fantastic, and you know what? I just don't think it gets the credit that it deserves. Next up, we've got The Fighter with Christian Bale and Mark Wahlberg. Then we have another classic, Pulp Fiction. Another classic, Princess Bride. I can't tell you how many times I've watched Princess Bride. I don't care if it's like a chick flick or if it's like just something that kids watch or whatever, but I actually love The Princess Bride. I think it's a fantastic movie. I think it's extremely rewatchable. It's a ton of fun. And yeah, I think it's a great movie. So, got The Princess Bride. Then we've got Point Break. Just a fun, kind of silly movie in my opinion. But I actually haven't seen the new Point Break. I just can't get myself to watch it. Then we've got Pocahontas and Pocahontas 2. In my opinion, I've never even seen Pocahontas 2. I don't care to see it. But Pocahontas, I actually really enjoy that Disney classic. But next off, we have Planet of the Apes, the original. One of my favorite movies of all time. Seriously, one of my favorite movies of all time. We've got Rise of the Planet of the Apes and then Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes was my favorite movie in 2014. And it is my second favorite movie of all time. I can watch that over and over and over again. And the way they made you care about those apes, the way they made completely 100% CGI'd apes, main characters that you cared about, was fantastic. The storytelling in that movie was amazing. So, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, second favorite movie of all time. Absolutely love it. But then we get into a classic, Space Jam. I'm kind of interested to see what they do with the new Space Jam that they keep talking about over and over and over again that they want to do with LeBron James. I'm kind of interested to see what actually comes of that. I honestly don't think it'll ever get made just because they've talked about it for so long and it just, nothing has come to fruition yet. But the original Space Jam with Michael Jordan, fantastic movie. Then we've got Southpaw. You know what? Southpaw, I've watched it one time. And that one time made me feel super depressed. And it's a good movie. It's a good movie. Sure, the trailers like completely spoiled the entire plot. But it's a good movie. It's just heavy. So I've watched it once and I don't care to ever watch it again. But next off, we've got Sicario. Fantastic movie. Then we have Shrek and Shrek 2. I actually think Shrek 2 is better than the first Shrek. But these are two fantastic movies right here. I don't have Shrek the Third or Shrek Forever After, or whichever ones come after Shrek 2. I've seen them once or twice and I didn't like them. So I didn't really feel like there was any reason to buy them. Next off, we've got Shawshank Redemption. Another classic, followed by the classic of all classics, The Sandlot. Like the best summer movie ever. Seriously, such a great movie. Then we've got Reign of Fire. Alright, so then next we've got Straight Outta Compton. And then we have the Despicable Me movies. Despicable Me, Despicable Me 2, which I think is another movie that is better than the original. I love Despicable Me 2. And then Minions. Minions is terrible. I wanted to have so much fun with it. Minions are great in small doses, but when you try to make them the lead of the movie, not fun. So then we have Creed. Creed was, I have seen Creed so many times. Creed keeps climbing up my favorite movies list because every time I watch it, I just want to rewatch it again, rewatch it again, rewatch it again. And it's just so motivating. And I think this is the best movie in the entire Rocky franchise. Call me crazy, I think it is. Then we've got Captain America, the First Avenger, and Captain America, the Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier, still, I don't know, it's between Civil War and Winter Soldier as my two favorite, as my favorite standalone Marvel movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Super excited for when Civil War comes out. I'm definitely getting that. Then next, got Cabin in the Woods. Just a fun movie that I do not like scary movies whatsoever. So my friends drugged me to see Cabin in the Woods back when I was in college. I was not happy about it, and then this movie turned into something that I had, like, blew my mind. Like, seriously. I still watch this movie and I'm like, what is going on? But definitely not a horror movie. And then we get into the Hangover Trilogy. Hangover, still by far the best of that trilogy. Then we get into Fight Club. And rule number one, we're not talking about Fight Club. I love that movie though. Seriously love Fight Club. Then we get into 300 and 300 Rise of an Empire. 300 Rise of an Empire, in my opinion, wasn't that great. But again, they did not focus on the Spartans. So if you're not focusing on them, then the movie is probably not going to be that great. Plus, the original is just so solid. Then we've got 21 and 22 Jump Street. Now, you're going to hear me say it again. You're probably going to be like, Trey, you're a broken record. But again, I think 22 Jump Street is better than the original 21 Jump Street. So I had a ton of fun with 22 Jump Street. But then we've got 13 Hours, a very underrated movie right here. I feel like just because it's a Michael Bay movie, it kind of gets a bad reputation, but I think it's a very, very good movie. Then we've got the Daniel Craig 007 James Bond movies, everything minus Spectre. I didn't like Spectre. I'll probably end up picking it up here when I can find it for a cheap enough price, but I did not like Spectre. But I really do like these three movies. Casino Royale, in my opinion, still the best one. Then we've got Zoolander, classic comedy. There's a reason I don't have Zoolander 2. If you've seen it, you know why. Then Zombieland. They are starting filming Zombieland 2, I think, here soon, which is super exciting because I love this movie. Then we've got XMen Days of Future Past, The Wolverine, Warrior, again, another one of my absolute favorites. I just filmed a vlog a couple weeks ago when I gave you my top 7 movies, my favorite 7 movies, and Warrior was in that. Then we've got a trilogy pack right here, V for Vendetta, Watchmen, and Constantine. In my opinion, if I was to pick my favorite of these three, V for Vendetta, big time. Then we've got Tropic Thunder. Tropic Thunder makes me laugh every single time I watch it. It's silly, it's dumb, but I love it. Then we've got the Transformers movies, the Michael Bay Transformers movie. I thought the first one was actually really good. I actually really do like the first one. The second one, I think, is alright. I can deal with it. The third one I thought was over-bloated, just messy, all over the place. And plus, I was kind of tired of watching them destroy American cities and them magically rebuild them super, super quick, which just didn't make sense to me. And then Transformers Age of Extinction. So bad. So bad. Then we've got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the first one. I actually really kind of like this movie. I thought I had super low expectations going into it, but I actually had some fun with it. Thought it was decent. Then we've got Clash and Wrath of the Titans right here with Sam Worthington. This was kind of around the time when Hollywood was trying to make Sam Worthington a thing. Didn't really work out. Then we have my favorite movie of all time, Jurassic Park. Got the Jurassic Park trilogy right here on Blu-ray. Love these movies. I cannot tell you how many times I've seen Jurassic Park, probably because I would be embarrassed to tell you that it's more than likely in the triple digits. But freaking love Jurassic Park. I can seriously watch it any time of the day, any day of the week, and still absolutely love it. I mean, I don't like, for instance, you guys know I give away like tons and tons of digital copy codes. I give away tons of those digital copies, but there is one movie I have on my phone. One movie I have used the digital copy code for, Jurassic Park. And then we've got Jurassic World. Love Jurassic World. I thought it was the sequel that we finally deserved. We saw the park up and running. We had great lead characters. We had like Chris Pratt as Owen Grady. I thought was fantastic. I thought Bryce Dallas Howard as Claire was good. I mean, sure, it was silly watching her run in the heels. Like, people want to give it a hard time for that. But, like, the end scene when you see the T-Rex fight Indominus, man. And then you see Blue come in and help. Oh, man, that was as a Jurassic Park fanboy, that's all I ever wanted to see. Then we've got The Departed, great movie right here. Then we have The Jungle Book, which I literally just picked up on Blu-ray 2 days ago. This is the movie that I am giving away the digital copy code for. So I am excited to give this one away because I love this movie. It is in my top 3 favorite movies of 2016. Right up there with Deadpool and Captain America Civil War. Absolutely love this movie. So here is your digital copy code. This is a little bit different. Here's your digital copy code to the Jungle Book. So if you can get it, it's all yours. So let's see if it can focus. There it is. So that is the digital copy code to the Jungle Book. Hopefully you guys enjoy it because I know I enjoy this movie so much. Alright, so next up we've got Hercules, another one of my favorite animated Disney movies. Then another Quentin Tarantino classic, The Hateful Eight. I guess I want to throw this one. Then we have Harry Potter, all 8 movies here on Blu-ray. And I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys. A complete story from start to finish. I don't know if there is a film franchise out there that I love more from start to finish than Harry Potter. Jurassic Park falters a little bit with Jurassic Park 3 and The Lost World was not fantastic. The Terminator movies have their issues. The Star Wars movies have the prequels. In my opinion, there is not a complete story from start to finish as solid, as intriguing, and as just impressively amazing as the Harry Potter story. I absolutely love these movies, and I can watch them seriously anytime. And Harry Potter's birthday was just like a month ago. I watched the entire whatever marathon on ABC Family, and seriously, I could pop these in on Blu-ray right now and watch them all again. Love these movies. Next up, we've got the Fast and Furious franchise. Fast and Furious, we've got Too Fast, Too Furious, Tokyo Drift, which sucks. Fast and Furious, probably the worst one in the franchise. Fast 5, the first one with The Rock. This is when the Fast and Furious movies really start picking up and getting good. Then Fast and Furious 6, and then Furious 7, which will make you cry like a little baby at the end every single time that you watch it. Then we've got The Nice Guys. I finally did watch The Nice Guys, and you know what? I loved it. I had so much fun with it. I think it's a great movie, one of my favorites of 2016. Love it. Next up, we have Mulan and Mulan 2, another little combo pack from Disney. Have not seen Mulan 2, but I really do enjoy the first one. Then we've got The Martian, great movie. Then we have Maggie, Arnold Schwarzenegger and Abigail Breslin in kind of like a zombie type movie. And in my opinion, I thought Arnold Schwarzenegger was fantastic. Maybe he needs to go into some more dramatic roles because I thought he was really good in that movie. Then we have the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Seriously, love Lord of the Rings trilogy. Even though it's followed by those prequel Hobbit movies. Not a fan of these. Was not a fan of these. I had such high expectations after the Lord of the Rings movies, and I thought they just kind of let us down with these. A little bit too much of the CGI, a little bit too trying to cram and stretch out a small little story. What am I trying to say? They tried to stretch out a children's book into three-hour-long movies, and this probably could have been 2 movies in my opinion. They probably could have done The Hobbit, the first Hobbit movie, and half of the second one in one movie, and then the second half where they kind of like let Smaug out and like Smaug, the whole deal with Smaug. I think they could have done that, and the big battle at the end, all in another movie. I just think they kind of did that one wrong. Then we've got Lone Survivor. Lego Movie. Lego Movie is the most surprised I've ever been when I was in a theater. I went into it thinking this is probably going to be super corny. The trailers didn't impress me, but the Lego Movie was phenomenal. Fantastic movie. If you have not seen it, watch it. Then we've got The Land Before Time, which was the first movie to ever make me cry as a child. And you know what? When Littlefoot's mom bites the dust, still brings a tear to my eye. And then we've got Kingsman, The Secret Service, fantastic movie. And finally, last but not least, maybe kind of least, King Kong, way too long. That movie should have been 3 movies, or it should have just like cut down on the first act, cut down on the second act and gave us more of just the island. And I hope that's what they do in the new Skull Island movie, and it kind of looks like they are going to do that from the trailers. But hey, that's my Blu-ray collection video. I think there was a total of 183 there. Go ahead and count. I'm done. Hopefully this video wasn't too long. If you made it to the end, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you made it to the end and you're not subscribed yet, I don't know what you're doing with your life, but go hit that red subscribe button. Thanks again so much for watching, guys. I'm excited for my next Blu-ray collection video that I will probably do in like 6 to 8 to 10 to 12 months, and I can't even imagine where I'll be then. But thanks again so much for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it. I'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.